All right, new warm up for you guys. So we're gonna do this live time. Just probably take about, let's time it, no more than 10 minutes, but it's gonna hit all the areas we need to hit. Should feel really good. Obviously doing this in the living room. If you don't have a foam roller, definitely get one of these. We're gonna start with rolling the glutes and the T-spine. So as I'm going through stuff, I'll explain the purpose. So I'm filming this by myself, so I'll keep adjusting so you guys can see. So two areas that feel really good to roll are the glutes and the upper back, hips, right? So you need mobility in these two areas. We got Bear joining us. Now, when you're rolling, just to give you a little background, think of your muscle, right, as a chicken breast that's inside a plastic bag. The muscle is the chicken breast. Plastic bag is the fascia that's connected head to toe. It's like a giant rubber, or excuse me, a giant plastic bag. So if you're tight in your fascia, right? If you put a knot in your shirt, you see how it radiates out. That's what happens. We want to iron those tight areas out. Usually hips from sitting so much, as Bear chews on the roller, the hips and the upper back, we need mobility in those areas. But because we're sitting a lot in this hunched over position, we start to lose that. So we'd be up here. Tell people now, whatever side is up, that's the side that you are rolling. We want to roll the stretch side. If you can't get up there, just go here and you lean, right? You modify all this. So where things need to be modified, I'll kind of point out in this warm up. So you're going to get 10 to 15. It feels really good. If you find a trigger spot, hold it, just breathe through it. Now hit the other side. I know he's chewing it. So this side for me feels a lot tighter. But that could be from doing sprints this week. Like my right knee is a little tight. Usually my knees don't bother me at all. Get him off of there, buddy. Go get him a toy. Get him a toy to play with. Do some tug of war.
What's his favorite toy?
Now, after we do the glutes, we're going to go to the T-spine. You can let him go, Colty. Don't try to. So T-spine, your thoracic spine. These are T-spine sit-ups. So I'll show you two parts of this. So you got your uh, all the muscles, the rhomboids and whatnot, upper back muscles, which we love to train. Those muscles shrink as we age, but also as you build them up, makes you look awesome no matter what type of shirt you're wearing. You get that three-dimensional look with your traps and your rhomboids. But we got to make sure that part is functioning correctly. Colty, please stop that. So we're here. You're going to cross your arms, right? Again, you can see, you can do this anywhere. I've got Bear chewing on my head. Open your shoulder blades. Lift your hips up for the first part. We're going to get 10 rolls, just trying to get that part nice and loose. But the best part about these, after you get 10, hips go down. Hands behind your head. Relax. Come down to the ground. Don't force it. These are T-spine sit-ups. Now, I love doing these two rolls when I get to the gym. A lot of times, to be honest with you, that's all I do for my warm-up. Then I do what's called a physical rehearsal, which you can also do. That's where you're really taking the exercises that you're going to do, and you go through a set or two really light at a good pace. So you rehearse the movement. Like let's say it was a bench press day, you could even just obviously hit push-ups. So physical rehearsal. But these two just seem to wake me up. They feel good. Right, that this is one of my favorites. These T-spine sit-ups. You need mobility, and it's very important to keep mobility in your upper back, thoracic spine. Lower back, we do not want mobility. Hips, we want mobility. All right, so that's the first part. Before Bear ruins this, we'll move that. Now we have a couple stretches we're going to do. So the muscles on the front side of our body, as we age, they get short and tight, right? They get short and tight. So think of your biceps, chest, hip flexor, quads. We can do a little bit of, I'm looking at my notes here, trying to see how I want to sequence this for you guys. We're going to stretch quads, hip flexors, and chest. So let's start on the chest. When we're doing these, okay, just make sure that the mic is still working for you guys. Good. So on these, fingers have to be angled out, right? Hands are out wide. Now what I'm doing, I'll give you a couple angles so you can see. I drop one side towards the ground, and I come the other way. Side to side chest stretch. You don't force it. What are you doing? We're here. Again, I wanted you guys to see this where you can do this in any situation, even with the puppy. Now, if you're in this angle so you can see hands are out wide, we drop, we'll come down this way. We'll be getting 10 to 12 each side. If you need more, you can get more. Now, as I was telling you, the biceps get short and tight as we age too. So you can put an emphasis, hey Bear, you can put an emphasis on the bicep. Like if I wanted to, I can play around with when I'm down here and just move my arm, right? So as you know what you need, you learn your body, just apply that stuff. So side to side chest. Next one we're going to go with hip flexor. I'm going to show you a couple forms of this. So Bear's still stretching with me. So let's do the quad one first. Now, just using my couch, you can use a bench at the gym. Put a pad down or a pillow. See if Bear takes down the tripod. Everything's a toy to him right now. So on these, and this is one of those ones, a lot of people will kind of bash. Whoop, there he goes. Static stretching, so it decreases power output. That's nonsense. If it feels good, do it. But yeah, if you did a static stretch and you went right into like a max effort type of lift, that's probably not the best. But who's actually doing that? But we're here. So the knee is on the pillow, back foot, and I'll give you another angle, is here, and I'm just leaning back. Okay, I'm getting this whole quad stretch right there. So if you look over here, okay, so see how the foot is here? I'm stretching the quad, leaning back into it. And you could even rock a little bit, or you just find that feels really good in there. You could time it or do like 10 breaths. We don't want to be tense when we're stretching or rolling. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now I'll switch sides. Like I said, that knee, for some reason, after what my knees have been through, they feel fantastic. I'm not sure why that one's a little tight. I think it's probably from sprints. I haven't sprinted in a couple weeks, and we were doing them Tuesday morning. Okay. So you're seeing little quad stretch. All right. Now, when we go into hip flexor, now this is, I'm going to show you a couple forms of this. It's all right. I got the mic on. So with the hip flexor, a couple things I want you to realize. The hip flexor, okay, attaches to the lumbar spine and it crosses your hip. So it connects your upper and lower body. So that's key to know because as we're stretching the hip flexor, we have to pry it open. So I'm going to show you the standing version, and then we will go with the kneeling version. Now, a key thing on this, I'll show you a couple angles. Okay, so you'll see in a second, my back foot, that's the leg I'm stretching. That toe has to be angled in towards the front foot. So I'm already getting some tension here. Now, I would come up with that same side arm, and I'm going to lean back. So if this is my right side, I'm thinking I'm reaching back over my left hip, driving this hip forward, right? I should feel right in here. And to further emphasize that, lock down that glute, squeeze that glute. And once you get this, you get it. A lot of people will struggle. They feel it in their quad first. So I think it's good to do that quad stretch first, just to differentiate. But we're here. I'll do the other side, and I'll kind of show you the kneeling. Let me angle this down so you can see my foot. So if I was here, back toe is angled. And I'm doing the same thing with the upper body. Feels really good. These get short and tight because you're sitting all the time. or most of us are, I should say. If they get short and tight, they're going to be yanking on that low back. So we want to really do that. Now let me show you the kneeling version. Like this is great to do in the morning, even by itself or at night. So if I'm here, I would do the same thing, except I'm not really angling the toe, although you see my foot wants to go there. I'm squeezing the glute, popping the hip forward. Remember, I got to pry though. If I'm leaning forward like this, guys, I'm not going to be able to stretch it. So I'm squeeze the glute. That's going to really give you what you're looking for. Coming back and across. Let's do the other side for time's sake. And once you get in the flow with this warm-up should take you 6 to 8 minutes maybe. So I'm coming across. I'm squeezing that glute. So even here, as soon as I squeeze that glute, I pry the hip flexor and I get a little stretch right in there. So those are the main stretches we're going to hit. Chest, quad, hip flexor. Remember, the muscles on the front of the body get short and tight as we age. Let's see what we got next. So we rolled. We're going to do a figure 4 glute bridge, some hip circles. I really like to focus, and then we'll do a rollover V-sit. Really like to focus on hip mobility. Like that is huge. Your hip controls your knee. Your hips will impact your lower back. So let's see here. The figure 4 glute, again, you can use a bench. You can use a couch, a chair. These ones feel fantastic. So I'm here, okay? And I just there's not even much movement. Like my hips are not the most mobile, right? I've got a lot of muscle development in the glutes and whatnot. And this is not something like, I tell people, mobility and flexibility are two different things. I'm very mobile when it comes to getting into position for my exercise. But we could all improve. So I come up, I'll show you a different angle, and then down. I would just get 10 to 12 on each side of these. Feels great though. So this left hip, the glutes and all that, getting a really nice stretch as I sink down, drive through my right foot. I'll give you a different angle with the other leg. Let's get a couple more. Okay, let me show you a different angle. The right side. Now right leg is going to be going up. A little further. So right leg would be up. As you can see, I'm here. And you're going to find a discrepancy. You're not going to be exactly even between both sides. Very rarely. Even strength. You know, you see in the programs, we got a lot of unilateral, one-sided stuff. So I'm here. I sink down. Feels good on the low back. Up. Let's get a couple more. And we'll go into some hip circles. Okay. Now in your hip circles, and there's Dax getting in on the action. Okay, in your hip circles, I'll give you a couple angles. So let's see right here. So I don't want to get the movement from my lower back. I don't want to be all over the place when I'm doing this. So I'm trying to keep the low back as flat as I can. And I'm coming up and around, trying to keep that leg bent. I would get 5. I'm going to speed it up here for you guys just so you get the idea. So the hips are what's called a mobile joint. Almost 360 degrees. It can go in. Let's go this angle so you can see. Little cracking going on. So you get 5. Good. Up and around. And then a rollover V-sit. Do that one over here. This is a great one. It feels good in the hamstrings, lower back. Now the idea on this, a couple things, loosening all that stuff up, but also getting more contact with the ground. Like even you guys can just even like rock and roll, like something like this. We do some of this stuff in jiu-jitsu, but just getting the body exposed to contact. A lot of these parts of your body are never really making contact with the ground besides when you're in bed. So as far as physical education, it's a good thing. Now let's see if Bear wants to go for a ride here. Okay, roll over V sit. Let's see if Bear lets me do this. So when I come over, I'll give you a couple different angles. I want to keep the feet together. I'm trying to get to the ground. When I sit up, spread the legs, reach down the middle. So now I'm getting like a groin adductor type of stretch. So come up. Okay. So that one, obviously, I'm not touching the ground. Come up. We get some momentum. Reach down to the middle. There's Bear. I'll give you a different angle here. Like I said, if you're limber enough and you can get to the ground, that's a good thing. So let's give him a different angle, Susie. Susie's over here breastfeeding. Like I said, you can do this warm up. The great thing about this, you could do this anywhere really, on vacation, whatnot. There's Colty. Colty, watch out, buddy. Daddy's filming something. I know. Now on the rollover V sit, again, we're here. Oh, get a couple more. There's Colty making an appearance. You want to be my camera guy in a second, Colty? Okay. So there's your. Let's get this away from Bear. Get it out of his mouth. Bear Grylls. Okay. Get a little battle with Bear. So let's see what else we got. All over V sit, side to side chest. We're going to go pull apart, dislocate, and we're going to finish with the strider. So like I said, we're taking our time on this, but this is really, I even think like a 6-minute tops warm up. I'll actually time it tomorrow when I work out with the guys. Excuse me. So we want to stretch the chest, activate the upper back. The muscles on the back side of your body shrink, and it's called atrophy as we get older. So we want to activate that. So pull apart is great. Arms are going to be straight, right? You want to hit the nipple line. We don't want to be up here and get the movement from the low back. We're not doing this. It's not a tricep extension. We're here. So let's bang out. You can hit a multiple sets on this if you want. I'm just going to hit 10 right now so you guys get the idea. Right there. And then dislocates. You could even do this with a PVC pipe or a broomstick. This one feels really good. It's a dislocate, right? Like we're dislocating the shoulder down to the butt. Let the band do the work. There's not much you have to do besides bring it down and back up. Feels really good. Opens everything up. Now, last one we're going to do is a strider with rotation. So working on that upper back mobility, working on the hips, and then we will take that into push-up plus. And everything's hit. We should be good to go at this point. So let me show you a couple angles on this. It'll be time to go outside and shovel for my workout. So strider with rotation. So the concept, when I'm up, when my foot's up, I want to really be opening this side, right? So I would start here. I jump my foot. I want to keep this foot flat. That's key. And I open up, let my eyes follow my hands. Now, when you're first starting, this goes slow. But when I get here, I get a little rhythm. I want to jump that other foot up. And this is really hitting a lot of stuff. You're getting your hip flexor. You're getting that upper back mobility. I don't even know if you guys need to see another angle on this. Foot's flat. Open up. So this is something I just put together for you guys. Obviously, at the request of a few clients, but this is a great warm-up. One that I'll start doing probably in the mornings, just because it's hitting all that stuff. Now you push up. I'll hit one this side so you guys can see. So from here, right, you see that split? Open up, let the eyes follow the hands. Now when I'm here, if you need to, you can walk your foot back. Right? But as you build up on this, you want to get a little dynamic. Open up. Open up. Now your push up plus. Push-ups, keep your elbows tight. I've got other videos on how to actually do a real push-up. But at the top, we are allowing the shoulder blades to come down. The plus is right here. So you sink down, arms are staying straight at that point. So that's a push-up plus. And we want to activate, get everything good. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment or shoot me a text. That's your warm-up. I'll come up with a name for it. Hits everything. You can do that for every single workout. You can do that every single day.